welcome to another Chelsea chat, and today at Stamford Bridge it was Chelsea 2, West Ham 1, and I have to say, folks, we got away with one there. We got away with one. I'll start off by telling you the team. The team was Mendy in goal. It was Reece James at right wing back. It was Fofana, Silva, Koulibaly, Cucurella, left wing back. In front of them we had Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic, and in front of them we had Gallagher, we had Pulisic, and we had Sterling playing as a false number 9. And that first half, I have to say, was one of the most negative games of football I have ever watched in my life. I used to play for a team, and we used to play against a prison, and when they were at home and they could play with their category A prisoners and that, they would thrash everyone. But when they came away, they'd get thrashed. They had a guy who only had one leg. He played with a prosthetic limb, and he moved more than some of our players did in that first half. Just negative play, playing backwards when there was a forward pass, playing across and then back again. So you get this misleading statistic of, at the end, 69% possession, and it was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. As you lot know, I've got vertigo, and there's not many times where I've been pleased that I've had vertigo, so I couldn't get to a game. It was absolutely atrocious. So, no one hardly moving, no creativity, no shots on target. We had Pulisic with a wild, don't know what it was, allegedly a shot that went wide, and that was about it. West Ham didn't pose much of an attacking threat, and yeah, it was boring. Second half came, and I thought there's going to be changes here. Because that first half, if that first half was a porn film, the stars would have been a bloke with his penis cut off and a woman with her old lady sewn up. No action at all, nothing happening. And I thought, second half, there's got to be changes. No, there wasn't. We had to suffer another quarter of an hour of that abject rubbish. And of course, West Ham took the lead, and it was I won't go through all the build-up to it, but the ball comes across. Mendy flaps at it. Well, it's a sort of punch, but it's like a flyweight hitting Tyson Fury. When you see the size of him, he flaps at it. I've defended Mendy lately, but I think he does need a rest. Funny thing with goalkeepers, you've got to get their confidence up. But I'll go into it more when we talk. But anyway, he flaps at it. It comes out to Mendy, ends up on the floor. Fofana ends up on the floor. It looks like they're gonna do a Chelsea version of "Oops Upside Your Head," and Declan Rice just basically passes it over. Even then, when he's put it across on the goal line practically, Koulibaly has got to be firmer. He's got to be firmer, and Antonio sticks it in, which sticks in the gut because he shouldn't have even been on the pitch. He got booked for fouling Reece James, and Reece reacted. He was lucky he didn't get worse than a yellow, really, because you know what some of these refs are like. But Antonio fouled, but during that first half, 3 times, no attempt to play the ball, he just pushed Silva, And once his arm comes straight across, I'm trying to think whether it was on Silver or who it was, his arm comes across and catches him. No booking. And yet our players, and I know it's going to make me sound biased, and I try not to be, but our players, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he catches a guy late, booked. Cucurella actually gets the ball. He actually plays the ball and he still gets booked. And you can't appeal bookings, but I think for stupid, pathetic decisions like that, you should be able to. He actually gets the ball. He doesn't get the bloke. He was fuming. So we're not getting a rub of green with these referees. Well, I say that. I've got a cheek now after the end of that game. So anyway, Tommy Tuchel, he must be getting bored with watching this himself, and we're 1-0 down. And so he makes some changes. He brings on Chile. He brings on Broja. And he brings on, first of all, he brings Chile and Broja on. Straight away, improvement. Broja is putting pressure on them. Broja's putting more pressure on them in 5 minutes than they had put on them in the whole of the first half. Why he didn't get a run out today, I will never, ever, ever know. But he was quality when he came on. Just being a physical presence. Yeah, and then of course, Chile, he gets one of the goals of the season for me. If he meant to bring that header down, and then it falls behind it, the ball comes forward, he brings his header down, and then he gets it through Fabianski's legs. One of the goals of the season. Pure. If he meant that is one of the most skillful things that I've ever seen. Absolutely brilliant. So Havertz comes on, and Mount. I think Mount came on earlier. Oh. Anyway, so we've got those changes. Mount's on, and Havertz is on. Broja holds the ball up again. About time we had someone to put their foot on the ball. He holds the ball up. He looks and sees Chilwell overlapping. He whacks the ball in, and a lovely finish, a centre forwards finish from Havertz, who, by the way, had run more in the 5 minutes he was on than he has done the rest of the season. I don't know if it was because he was benched or what, but he was running. But then what annoyed me was he had the cheek to come over to the Chelsea crowd and go like that. You know, I try and be supportive, but I didn't like that. And do you know why I didn't like that? Because we've all been having a go at him, and do you know why? Because he's been doing nothing. He's been doing absolutely nothing. As they say in the trade, as much use as Anne Frank's drum kit. Useless. So yeah, he scored a brilliant goal. So we're up, aren't we? You know, and we're 2-1 up. I think there's about 6-7 minutes to go. Might be even less than that. And we try to give him a goal back, I think, because totally out of character, Reece James gives a header back. Just put it out. 7 minutes left. Just put it out. He tries to head it back to Mendy, and they've got a forward running in, Bowen. This header has wrong-footed our defence. Mendy comes out. Now, to me, actual fact, I've got to thank Paul Brennan on Facebook. I don't know if he watches these, maybe he don't. But he said to me, he basically made me go and look at it again. And when I looked at it again, I think Mendy does bottle it. I think he does bottle it because the ball's there to be won. When you're a goalkeeper, you come out, you smother it. It don't matter then. As long as you've got the ball, it don't matter if he flies over your head. But he didn't. He pushes it out. And as Bowen goes over him, his trailing leg, to be fair, from one angle it does look a foul, But from the first angle I saw it, I thought that's not a foul. When it went to VAR, I thought they were going to give the goal. But there is one angle where it looks like he really does get caught quite heavily. But it's his own fault because he should have had the ball in the first place. So it's gone over. It's come out to I forget the name of the young lad that came on, and he's whacked it in 2-2. But it goes to VAR because of this Bowen leg on Mendy. And as I say, from one angle, it does actually look like he fouls him. Whether that wouldn't have made any difference to the goal because it's come out. But Chelsea fan, I'm going to take it every day of the week, can't I? If it was against us, I'd be absolutely fuming. Absolutely fuming. So, Mendy's failed to gather it. The bloke's caught him and it's gone out and they've put it in. Goes to VAR, and they advise the ref to go and look at the monitor. And I don't know if he's had a pang of guilt for Antonio still being on the pitch when he scored or what. But he comes out with this bizarre decision that it was a foul, and it's 2-1. Well, absolutely brilliant. I can't even talk to my West Ham mates though. Not a minute. I think it'd just be abuse down the phone. So we got 3 points. 3 points. Chile was absolutely amazing when he came on. Brozier was very good. Havertz was good when he came on. Put effort in. Mount looked like a man possessed. He was darting here, there, and everywhere, linking up the play. I think that sitting him on the bench for a little bit maybe struck home. Because we were a different team with them substitutes on, a totally different side. And that's not to say the players hadn't tried in the first half, but there just wasn't enough dynamism. There wasn't enough movement. You know, West Ham do quite well at defending as a block, and we never had enough movement or tempo to get through that. So there we go. Lucky to get away with 3 points. Very lucky. West Ham will feel they were robbed. We had 70% possession, or 69% possession, but to be fair, up until them last 10-15 minutes, we done nothing with it. I think we only had 3 shots on target, the same as West Ham, and I think 8 shots altogether. It was an abysmal game really up until the last 10-15 minutes. Shocking. If Tommy's watching that and he's happy, well, I'm sorry, Tommy. You know far more than me. You get the big bucks, but I would if I paid 50 odd quid to see that, I'd be looking at my wallet crying in the pub at the minute. I really would. Anyway, player scores. Mendy gets a 4. Flapping at the first. To be fair, he made a good save, a good punch out. Bowen caught it on the volley, and it was a cracking save. But you know, you can't make a save 1 minute, next minute cost us a goal. And I think he got lucky today, Mendy. He got lucky. He went down as though he was injured for the first one. Don't flap it, punch it properly. You're a big guy. I know it's crowded in that penalty box, but you need to be more decisive than that. If you punch that ball, that needs to be going out for a throw-in. Don't tap it round the post, you know, like some big fairy. It was shocking. And anyway, Mendy gets a 4, and that bottling out, which I think he did. That bottling out, that just can't add up with a goal kick. Now that said, Kepa, I've watched some of the other day. I was watching some of his mistakes, but maybe Mendy needs a rest, and Kepa needs to come in. Certainly for the Champions League, maybe. Yeah, let's get on with it. Reece James, I'll give Reece James a 7. I thought he was trying, and he came, any sort of attacking that we did do. Down that right hand side was down to Reece. Just didn't have people moving in front of him. Put one lovely ball across, but no one in there. Fofana is going to get a 7. Yeah, same as Reece. I thought we had a nice, steady debut. Looks quality, doesn't get flustered. Reminded me of Rudiger a couple of times, running forward with the ball a couple of times there. And looked like he was trying to make stuff happen. Played it safe for the first half hour, playing it sideways and that, but looked like he got fed up with it. Silva is my Chelsea man of match. He gets an 8. Solid as a rock as usual, and I say had a right tussle all afternoon with Antonio, who's a big lump, kept getting fouled but didn't lose his cool. That's an old head, isn't it? You know, it's a wise head. Koulibaly gets a 6. I thought he should have done better on their goal. You've got to go through that player and get that ball. You've got to go through. If at the end of the day the referee decides it's a penalty, then so be it. But that ball should have been stuck in the stand. Little toe poke at it. Oh. That aside, once he got caught out, one bad ball early on that I can remember, but pretty solid. I think once he gets used to the pace and once he gets used to the Premiership, he's going to be a big asset for us. And I do like him. And so going forward again, he does try and play the ball out. Cucurella, he gets a 6-2. I was surprised when he got a nod over Chilwell, and I was surprised when the second half started and Chilwell still wasn't on. He's a good player. Defensively, he did okay, but going forward, we lose so much when you don't play Chilwell there. We lose so much. So he gets a 6. Midfield, Kovacic gets a 6. It was all just sideways balls. I thought it was Jorginho with a Kovacic face mask on. A couple of times he tried to make stuff happen, but ended up turning back because no one was moving. So I don't know if you can blame Kova or those in front of him who were like a bunch of mannequins. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets a 7. I thought at least he's been working hard, that lad. I know he gets a lot of stick, and I know a lot of people won't agree with me. People, oh, he's not Chelsea class. Well, today he put the boot in. He was one of the few players trying to run forward, and I thought he played. Really well. Conor Gallagher gets a 6. Much better today. I think he relaxed a bit more, and he was more in his own position. But a few times you could see he went to play it forward. There was no one there. Few nice exchanges with Reece on the right hand side. But no, I thought he had a decent enough game. Pulisic, he gets a 3. As I say, that geezer that used to play for Aylesbury Prison, with the one leg, he got through more work than Pulisic did. You can tell why he's not being picked, because that's not the Pulisic that we had under Lampard. I just don't know what to say. I know he hasn't played a lot of minutes, so I'm not going to go to town on him. If you haven't played them minutes, it takes a while to get going. And if you remember when he came back from his injury it took him 5 or 6 games. But today's effort weren't good enough by any means. Sterling gets a 6, maybe 5.5. So far below his best. I think he got frustrated, so he just tried running round players, and when you're just going past your 3rd or 4th player and they're building a wall in front of you, it's a waste of time. So again, I think he was let down by the players around him as much as anything else, but not up to scratch. I don't normally score the subs, but I'm going to give Brozier and Chile a 7.5 each, and Havertz a 7, because they made a real and Mount's going to get a 7 because they made a real difference, and they got us through that game along with VAR, that is. And that's it. Tommy Tuchel Sorry, Tommy, you're going to get a 5. It was mediocre at best. It wasn't even mediocre, it was poor. And I know we're bloody new players, and I know it takes time to bed in, so I'm not going to get on this manager out bandwagon. But it's poor. It's poor, and it needs to improve. I was thinking that first half, because they showed you Aubameyang up watching that first half. You know, it wouldn't matter if you had Aubameyang there. He wouldn't have scored anything because we weren't creating anything. You could have had Haaland there. Waste of time. Wouldn't have got the ball. Awful. I know what I forgot to mention. There's 10 minutes to go. We need to go for the jugular. And who does he bring on? Jorginho. When we need to play an offensive game, we need to get a winner. Sorry, Tommy, I'm gonna make that a 4 that you've got. I'm gonna make it a 4. That was I just don't understand that. I just do not understand. I'd love to get in a room with you, Tommy, and you explain to me your thinking behind that. Whatever you see in Jorginho, I don't. Yes, he's a talented footballer, but would I bring him on when I'm chasing a game? No, I might bring him on to shore one up, but not for me. That's it anyway. So we got 3 points. I'm going to be upbeat. I'm going to finish this being upbeat. We got 3 points. Probably didn't deserve them, but then again, we didn't deserve to lose points against Tottenham. So VAR has cost us and maybe paid us back a little bit today. Onwards and upwards. First Champions League game this week, and I shall speak to you after. Let me know your thoughts on today. Let me know where you think I'm wrong. Let me know your thoughts in general. Don't forget, there's still a few days to have a go at the Chelsea Chat quiz. So have a look at the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And there's a lovely signed, autographed, hand autographed, with certificate of authenticity photograph of Ron Harris with the FA Cup. And a book as well to come with it. So worth entering and costs nothing other than subscribing to the channel. Okay, please subscribe. Please throw the video a like and speak to you in the week. Up to Chelsea.